So the second part of the model we call the shift from static to organic growth. And this, I think, is also an area that we feel pretty excited about in terms of how we've contributed to this field of transformation. What most change has been about is there's a place to get to. I'm either there or I'm not. It's static. And when I'm not there, I judge myself by the place I'm supposed to be, and often negatively. And when I do get there, I ask myself, well, is that all there is? It gets to sort of this static place. I mean, even concepts like enlightenment often speak to the concept of a static place. It's a place to get to, or any state, not even such a high state, but, you know, the perfect relationship, or the ideal job, or the ideal body, or the something, but there's a fixed place. What we find is that that is a very narrow way to think about the process of learning and growing. And what we have tried to find is a model that has more breadth and depth, and to excite people. So growing is an ongoing process. And as we looked around some 25 years ago, we looked at the natural world as our teacher. If we wanted to build a model that was based on a sustainable growth process, if you look at the natural world, if something is alive, it's always growing. And we realized that the place where the growth is most alive is what's called the growing edge, or that edge that's just coming into aliveness or vitality in a tree or a plant. And so we coined the term growing edge. And that growing edge is the next place where I am evolving, that next place where I am growing. It has many characteristics. It can be an easy place, it can be a hard place, but if you are alive, there's always that next growing edge. So we think of that as a second important part of our model, complementing the shift from pathology to vision.
We often use another metaphor that our students love. We think of it like spiritual surfing. So if you're on a wave, when you're a surfer, if you ride the wave well, you're right on the wave where the energy is. That's the growing edge. A lot of times a person or an organization will be too far over the edge, they'll get crashed, or they'll be behind the wave, the edge, and there's not enough momentum and passion. So the art form we're working with is to assist the person to find the real edge, so that they ride the wave in a sense like surfing. There's a tremendous amount of energy that just carries you, but many of us don't get on the edge. We're behind it or ahead of it, and so a lot of the work is to find the edge.
One of the things that people need when they start to grow is they need to stay motivated. And when you get that aliveness moving, when you get that movement of the wave going, you tend to be able to sustain it and ride it, so that you don't have to generate your own energy as much, because it is your own energy, but you're enabled by the momentum that's generated out of that energy. So
I think also people find this very compassionate. So an edge can be a difficult place, a place of confusion, of sadness. It can be a place of exhilaration. But it's saying to us, no matter what the edge is, so we work in 7 areas of life. That's, I think, critical here. Emotions, relationships, sexuality, your body, your relationship to money, your work, and your spirituality. Those are our 7 vital life areas. Well, you look at those areas of life, and of course they're difficult areas. Places where we're challenged, where we're confused, where we feel we're not going in a way we want. But the growing edge says, that's okay. As long as you can find the true place inside, you're going to grow from there. And people find that, I think, deeply compassionate in terms of their process.